We can hardly believe that the first season of House of the Dragon has already come to an end. It feels like it just started, and we're just starting to fill that Game of Thrones shaped hole in our heart, and now we have to wait till 2024 to see more of it. But that ending was everything. So much emotion, such a powerful story. Didn't catch on? Well, we got you covered. Stay tuned and we'll explain the ending of Season 1 in its entirety. First up, this means war. House of the Dragon's last episode, titled The Black Queen, ends with a tragic death and the thirst for war in Rhaenyra's eyes, foreshadowing the disastrous nature of Season 2's battles. After the wretched Greens usurp the Iron Throne at the end of the 9th episode, the season finale captures the Black Party's reaction to the treasons, schemes to confirm their allies, and discussions of whether Rhaenyra should truly wage war. While Rhaenyra is hesitant to exact revenge because of her responsibility to Aegon's dream, the deaths of 2 of her children within 24 hours have changed her mind. And why wouldn't they? Luke deserved better. He'll always be our strong boy. The first season's finale reveals multiple sides of the main characters, which include a more turbulent depiction of Daemon and Rhaenyra's marriage. In the meantime, Rhaenyra's children are given more important responsibilities as envoys, with Lucerys Velaryon sent to Storm's End and Jacaerys Velaryon sent to the Vale in Winterfell. The first season's finale reveals multiple sides of the main characters, which includes a more turbulent depiction of Daemon and Rhaenyra's marriage. In the meantime, Rhaenyra's children are given more important responsibility as envoys, with Lucerys Velaryon sent to Storm's End and Jacaerys Velaryon sent to the Vale and Winterfell. While Jacaerys' fate is uncertain, their uncle Aemon Targaryen and his kind of stolen dragon, Vhagar, kill little Luke and Arax in a single chomp, and this marks the first blood between the Greens and the Blacks. In the House of the Dragon Season 1 finale, Rhaenyra's eyes say one thing after 30 years of betrayals, conspiracies, and unfixable feuds. It's time for war. So why did Lucerys die, and what does it mean for the plot? If you remember from earlier, Luke didn't even want all these responsibilities and duties that came with being the child of the true heir of the Iron Throne. It even kind of made him sad and scared. Given that Lucerys was the most hesitant of Rhaenyra's children to accept his obligations and confidently speak for her, and final episode for the season is all the more heart-wrenching. Luke ignored Aemon's taunts and attempted to flee back to Dragonstone on Arrax, but Aemon and Vhagar were no match for his small dragon. What gives us some comfort, but not really, is that Aemon didn't mean for it to go down this way. You can hear him asking Vhagar to stop. He only wanted to scare him, bully him, and have his eyeball as revenge. But Aemon's expression at the end of House of the Dragon Season 1 finale suggests murder wasn't his intention, but he's probably just worried because he knows his mom is going to be pissed at him for accidentally starting a war. Not that he really ever cared for little Luke anyway, but Luke's murder will have greater outcomes for the Dance of the Dragons than we know. Rhaenyra, who at one point contemplated peace over war and accepting Otto's terms, is now furious, and her eyes tell us that this is no longer an option. Aemon is also likely to tell Aegon that he killed Luke on purpose rather than by mistake because of his failure to control Vhagar. He prefers to be seen as evil and unforgiving rather than weak. The circumstances of Luke's death also give meaning to a line from Viserys in the series premiere of House of the Dragon, in which he warned Rhaenyra under Balerion, the Black Dread Skull, that their control over dragons is a dangerous illusion. All the same, Lucerys' death will reshape the war from a race of alliances and pacts to a realm of fire and blood. Let's talk more about that look in Rhaenyra's eyes. In the last scene, Daemon is the one to break the tragic news of her son's demise to his queen wife. He takes her hand and leads her toward the fireplace, faced away from us. We don't hear the conversation, but even from behind, we can read Rhaenyra's emotions as she breaks down, clutching her stomach and nearly falls to her knees. The grieving mother then gathers herself, suddenly a different person. She turns her head around and we see her teary, furious eyes, and we know now, nothing will ever be as it was. In the time leading up to this event, Daemon had grown increasingly frustrated with Rhaenyra's restraint. He was probably also a bit butthurt when Rhaenyra told him about Aegon the First prophecy that he was never trusted to know about. But Luke's death ignited a fire within her that will not be extinguished by terms of peace. Alicent's message about remembering the love they once shared has no meaning now that her son has murdered Luke. War it is, says the final shot of Rhaenyra. When Season 2 of House of the Dragon comes, there will be no acceptance of peace terms, only the fight to take back the Iron Throne. But what about the other son? While his brother's quest to Storm's End ended tragically, we can safely assume that Jacaerys' journey fared better. Because, come on, how much more bad news can we take? The ending of House of the Dragon's last episode doesn't reveal what happens to Jace, but he is revealed to be flying to the Vale to see Jane Arryn before flying to Winterfell to see Cregan Stark. Speaking of Winterfell, how excited are we to get back there? In the book Fire and Blood, Jace fruitfully gains the support of House Arryn, but sources vary on how he does so. According to one salacious narrator, Lady Arryn told Jace that if he satisfied her he would earn her support, but another says she agreed because of her support for women in power and the blood they shared through Rhaenyra's mother, Aemma Arryn. Rhaenyra was forced to send dragon riders to protect the Vale in return for House Arryn's knights. Jaehaerys' mission in Winterfell is greatly helped by his friendship with Cregan Stark. According to one Fire and Blood narrator, they hunted, drank, and trained together before swearing a blood oath of brotherhood. Jace is also said to have slept with Cregan's sister Sarah Snow, and Cregan's rage only dims out when Sarah tells him that she and Jace got married under the Heart Tree. This story, however, is most likely false because Jace was already engaged to Baela. Jace seals the Pact of Ice and Fire with Cregan before leaving Winterfell, which states that Jace's firstborn daughter must marry Cregan's son and heir Rickon. Now, what about that dragon scene? While Rhaenyra consults with the healing Corlys Velaryon, Daemon sings to and tries to tame the mighty dragon Vermithor. Daemon is aware that the Blacks have many more dragons than the Greens, but there is still a need for more dragon riders. So while attempting to subdue the rideless Vermithor, he hints that the dragon will go to his daughter Rhaena, whose egg never hatched. This instead sets up a major event known as the Sowing of the Seeds. The Blacks gather Targaryen and Valyrian known as dragon seeds to tame the dragons. With some success, after the deaths of several key riders in House of the Dragon, the Blacks regain their dragon power. So, do you remember who's on whose side? After the end of Season 1 of House of the Dragon, the Green and Black Targaryen divisions have become even more entrenched. Even so, many more pacts and alliances will be formed in Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Here are all the Greens so far. So, first and foremost are Alicent and her Targaryen children, the House Hightower, Criston Cole, House Lannister along with its bannermen, House Baratheon, and its bannermen. Then there's Jasper Wild, Larry Strong, Grand Maester Orwyle, and Sir Eric Cargill. As for the Blacks, we have Rhaenyra and Daemon and all of their children, Rhaenys Targaryen, House Velaryon, Sir Eric Cargill, House Celtigar, House Massey, House Barhamon, House Darkland, House Staunton, Maester Gerardys, Sir Laurent Marbrand, and presumably Mysaria. And of course, us. We're Team Black all the way. And so begins the Dance of the Dragons. While the many time jumps in House of the Dragons Season 1 were controversial, the meaning of the first season was an exploration of how a family could gradually be torn apart by irreparable rifts. The usurpation of the Iron Throne by Aegon II Targaryen was a meticulous seizure of power that could have been avoided if Viserys had been more assertive in defending Rhaenyra. Don't get us wrong, he definitely showed up for her in Episode 8, and we absolutely loved him for it. He was amazing, and we wish he was our dad too. But it wasn't enough to undo the damage done by 2 decades of silence. Rhaenyra tried to grant her father's peace wishes, but King Viserys' weakness put her in this position. Misunderstandings, resentment, and generational trauma led to the declaration of war, with destruction on its way. We'll witness the entire realm suffer at the hands of the House of the Dragon. We can't wait. That's a wrap for this video. What did you think of the ending of the season? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one, and thanks for watching.